First contact and deception. The massive holographic display cast an eerie blue glow across the faces of Earth's Joint Defense Council. General Sarah Chen stood before the assembled leaders, her weathered features illuminated by the projection of a sleek alien vessel approaching Earth's orbit. The ship belonged to the Zarkane Empire, humanity's first contact with an advanced civilization, made just 18 months ago. They're returning earlier than scheduled, Chen stated, her voice carrying across the underground chamber beneath Mount Cheyenne. Their diplomatic vessel carries twice the normal energy signature we've detected before. Admiral James Rodriguez leaned forward, his dark eyes fixed on the display. And I suppose they're still claiming it's purely a cultural exchange mission. A knowing smile crossed his face, one that spoke of decades of military experience. Of course, Chen replied, waving her hand to bring up additional data streams. But our quantum sensors tell a different story. They're running active weapon systems behind sophisticated masking fields. Technology they claimed was centuries beyond our capability to develop. The assembled council members exchanged glances. For 18 months, they'd played the role of an awestruck, primitive species, grateful for the Zarkane's guidance in joining the galactic community. Every show of amazement at their technology, every stumbling attempt to understand their gifts of basic space travel improvements, all carefully choreographed. Dr. Maya Patel, head of Earth's Quantum Research Division, stepped forward. The Zarkane believe their deception is perfect. Their cultural database, which they so generously shared, reveals a pattern. They'd done this before, approached developing civilizations under the guise of peaceful contact, assess their capabilities, then strike when they've gathered enough intelligence. She brought up historical records from the Zarkane database. 17 species have fallen to this strategy in the last millennium. The Zarkane's technological superiority made resistance futile, but they've never encountered humans before. General Chen nodded to a junior officer who activated a secure holographic channel. The display shifted, showing massive underground facilities carved into asteroids, hidden beneath Mars' polar ice caps, and tucked away in Earth's deepest ocean trenches. In these secret locations, humanity had been busy. While the Zarkane watched our official shipyards produce outdated vessels to their specifications, we've been developing something they never expected, Chen continued. Project Prometheus is ready. The display showed a new type of ship, smaller than the Zarkane vessels, but incorporating principles they dismissed as impossible. The human vessels were built around a revolutionary quantum entanglement drive. Technology the Zarkane had abandoned centuries ago as a dead end. They believe faster than light travel requires massive energy expenditure, Dr. Paddle explained. Their entire civilization is built around this assumption, but by combining quantum mechanics with dark matter manipulation, we've achieved the same result at a fraction of the energy cost. Their scans can't detect our ships because they're not looking for the right signatures. Admiral Rodriguez stood, his voice carrying the weight of command. The Zarkane ambassador will arrive in 6 hours, undoubtedly to deliver some form of ultimatum. They expect to find us primitive, divided, and vulnerable. Instead, they'll discover that humanity has been preparing for this moment since their first arrival. The display shifted again, showing Earth's true defense network. Quantum-linked satellites capable of instant communication across vast distances. Energy weapons based on principles the Zarkane had never considered. And most importantly, a united human species that had channeled its legendary capacity for warfare into defending their home. Let them come with their ultimatum, Chen said, a fierce pride in her voice. Let them think we're as helpless as all the other species they've conquered. Humanity has faced extinction-level threats throughout our history. Each time, we've emerged stronger. The Zarkane are about to learn why every human child knows the story of the Trojan horse. Dr. Paddle brought up one final display, a simulation of their defense plan. We've studied their tactics, their technology, and their psychology. They believe their superiority is absolute, their victory assured. That certainty is their weakness. The council members watched as the simulation played out, showing how humanity's apparently primitive defense forces would transform into something the Zarkane had never encountered. Each member present knew their role in the coming hours, how to maintain the deception until the perfect moment to reveal humanity's true strength. "Send word to all commands," Admiral Rodriguez ordered. "Operation Looking Glass is now active. When our visitors arrive, show them exactly what they expect to see: a primitive species awed by their power. Let them think their plan is working perfectly." As the council members departed to their stations, General Chen remained behind, studying the holographic display of the approaching Zarkane vessel. In a few hours, the aliens would deliver their ultimatum, expecting submission or token resistance. Instead, they would learn a lesson that countless others throughout human history had learned the hard way: never mistake humanity's capacity for adaptation as weakness. The greatest deception in Earth's history was about to reach its culmination, and the galaxy would never be the same. Project Phoenix. Deep beneath the Martian polar ice, Dr. Maya Patel stood in the heart of humanity's largest secret shipyard. The cavernous space stretched for kilometers, carved by advanced quantum drilling technology that left no trace detectable by Zarkane sensors. Above her, the first fleet of Prometheus-class vessels hung in magnetic cradles, their dark hulls absorbing nearly all light. "Status report," she called out to her team of engineers, her voice echoing through the facility's quantum communication network. The response came instantly from stations spread throughout the solar system. "Quantum core synchronization at 98% efficiency," reported Dr. Marcus Wong from his station on Europa. "The entanglement network is stable across all vessels." Lieutenant Emma Foster's voice followed from her position aboard the prototype ship Nightshade. "Stealth systems functioning perfectly. We conducted 3 passes by a Zarkane patrol near Saturn. They registered nothing but background radiation." Maya allowed herself a small smile. The Zarkane's greatest weakness was their certainty that they had mastered all possible forms of space technology. They'd abandoned quantum entanglement drives centuries ago, declaring them inefficient and unstable. They never imagined that humans would approach the problem differently. "Show me the latest battle simulation," she commanded. The facility's holographic system activated, projecting a full-scale engagement between human and Zarkane forces. The alien ships were massive, bristling with energy weapons, and protected by shields they believed impenetrable. In contrast, the human vessels appeared small, almost fragile. But appearances were deliberately deceiving. "Run Sequence Alpha," Maya ordered. The simulation showed a Prometheus ship approaching a Zarkane dreadnought. The alien vessel's sensors, searching for traditional engine signatures and energy readings, remained blind to the human ship's presence. At the critical moment, the Prometheus vessel activated its quantum weapon system. Instead of trying to overpower the Zarkane shields with brute force, the human weapon created a microscopic quantum tunnel through their defenses. The effect was devastating. The aliens had never considered defending against an attack that bypassed space itself. "Dr. Patel," General Chen's voice came through the quantum comm. "The Zarkane diplomatic vessel will dock with Luna Station in 2 hours. Are we ready?" Maya checked the status of their hidden fleet. 30 Prometheus vessels were fully operational, with another 20 nearing completion. Each ship carried technology that would shatter the Zarkane's assumptions about humanity's capabilities. "We're ready," she confirmed, "though I still wish we had more time to refine the quantum targeting systems." "Time is a luxury we don't have," Chen responded. "Our intelligence suggests the Zarkane are moving up their timetable. They've noticed that some of their long-range scans aren't penetrating our defense networks as easily as they should." Maya nodded, though she knew Chen couldn't see it. The Zarkane were starting to suspect that humanity wasn't as primitive as they appeared, but their arrogance prevented them from guessing the true extent of Earth's preparations. "Lieutenant Foster," Maya called out, "begin final system checks on all vessels. The moment the Zarkane make their move, I want our entire fleet ready to respond." She turned to Dr. Wang's holographic presence. Marcus synchronized the quantum cores across all ships. When we reveal ourselves, we'll need perfect coordination for the attack to succeed. The next hour was a blur of activity as humanity's hidden fleet prepared for battle. Every system was checked and rechecked. The quantum entanglement network, humanity's secret advantage, was tested repeatedly. Unlike the Zarkane's communication systems, which relied on faster-than-light signals that could be intercepted or jammed, the quantum network was instantaneous and undetectable. Maya made her way to the Nightshade's bridge, where Lieutenant Foster was running through pre-launch sequences. The bridge design was unlike anything the Zarkane had ever seen. Instead of the traditional control stations, the crew interfaced directly with the ship through neural links, another technology the aliens had dismissed as impractical. "Beautiful, isn't she?" Foster said, gesturing to the holographic displays showing the Nightshade systems. "The Zarkane think their ships are the pinnacle of space technology. They have no idea what we've achieved." Maya checked the quantum core readings one final time. Humanity has always excelled at turning scientific theory into practical applications. While the Zarkane were content with their existing technology, we pushed boundaries they thought couldn't be crossed. A priority alert flashed across their screens. The Zarkane diplomatic vessel had arrived at Luna Station ahead of schedule. Maya watched as the massive alien ship approached, its hull gleaming with the artificial perfection that characterized their technology. "They're scanning us," Foster reported, monitoring the sensor feeds. "Their energy readings are much higher than previous visits. They're not even trying to hide their weapons anymore." Maya opened a channel to General Chen. "All ships are ready. The quantum network is stable, and our stealth systems are functioning perfectly. The moment they make their move, we'll be ready to show them humanity's true capabilities." As she spoke, the Nightshade's quantum core hummed with barely contained power. Throughout the solar system, identical cores pulsed in perfect synchronization, waiting for the signal to reveal that humanity's apparent technological inferiority had been the greatest deception in Earth's history. The Zarkane were about to learn that their centuries of technological stagnation had left them vulnerable to innovations they had never considered possible. Humanity hadn't spent the last 18 months cowering in awe of alien technology. They had been preparing to demonstrate why adaptability and innovation would always triumph over complacency and arrogance. The false surrender. Luna Station's diplomatic chamber felt smaller than usual as High Commander Vorthak of the Zarkane Empire towered over the assembled human representatives. His crystalline armor caught the artificial light, creating rainbow patterns that danced across the walls. Behind him, two other Zarkane officials stood rigidly, their biomechanical implants humming softly. Admiral Rodriguez sat at the center of the human delegation, purposefully choosing a lower seat to emphasize the height difference. General Chen and Dr. Patel flanked him, both maintaining carefully crafted expressions of nervous anticipation. "The Zarkane Empire has watched your development with great interest," Vorthak began, his translator converting his crystalline language into Earth standard. "We have guided you, shared our knowledge, prepared you for your place in the galactic community." He paused, his faceted eyes scanning the humans before him. "That time of preparation has ended. The Empire requires Earth's full integration into our dominion. Your resources, your people, your potential, all will serve the greater glory of the Zarkane." Rodriguez exchanged glances with his colleagues, performing the expected show of confusion and concern. "High Commander, we understood our relationship to be one of cultural exchange and mutual benefit." Vorthak's crystalline features shifted in what passed for amusement among his kind. "That understanding was incomplete. Your species has much to offer the Empire, but you lack the capability to properly manage your own development. We have seen this pattern many times. Young races require firm guidance to reach their full potential." He gestured, and one of his aides projected a holographic display of the Zarkane battle fleet waiting beyond Mars' orbit. The massive ships hung in space like predators poised to strike. "This is but one battle group of the Imperial fleet," Vorthak continued. We show you this not as a threat, but as a demonstration of the futility of resistance. Other races have chosen conflict over compliance. None have survived that choice. General Chen leaned forward, playing her role perfectly. You're asking us to surrender our sovereignty, our independence. We are offering you survival and purpose. Vorthak's voice carried the weight of absolute certainty. The Empire's dominion extends across 12% of this galaxy. Earth will become part of something greater than you can imagine. Through quantum-encrypted neural links, the human leaders were simultaneously monitoring the hidden deployment of their forces. The Prometheus fleet was moving into position, using the Zarkane's own sensor blind spots against them. Every show of weakness, every apparent sign of human technological inferiority, had been carefully calculated to create those blind spots. We request time to consult with Earth's other leaders, Rodriguez said, his voice carrying just the right amount of resignation. This decision affects all of humanity. Vorthak's crystalline form sparkled with satisfaction. You have 6 Earth hours. Remember, resistance has only one outcome. Choose wisely. With that, he and his escorts departed, leaving the humans alone in the chamber. The moment the Zarkane were out of range, the room's quantum isolation field activated. Status report, Rodriguez commanded, dropping all pretense of submission. Dr. Patel connected directly to the quantum network through her neural interface. The Nightshade confirms the Zarkane fleet is exactly where we want them. They're maintaining minimal shield strength, confident in their superiority. Lieutenant Foster reports all Prometheus vessels are in attack position, completely undetected. They're so convinced of their technological superiority that they're not even conducting detailed scans of their surroundings. Chen added, reviewing tactical data. Their battle group is clustered tightly, standard Zarkane formation for intimidation displays. Rodriguez stood, approaching the holographic display of the Zarkane fleet. They expect us to either surrender immediately or attempt some futile last-stand defense. Their tactical database shows they've encountered both reactions before, but they've never faced an opponent who turned their own arrogance into a weapon. The quantum cores are synchronized across all ships, Paddle reported. The moment we give the signal, we can launch a coordinated attack that will hit every Zarkane vessel simultaneously. Their shields won't have time to adapt to an attack type they've never encountered. Chen's neural link flashed with updated intelligence. Our deep space sensors have detected more Zarkane ships entering the system. They're not even trying to hide their movements anymore. They expect this to be a simple show of force followed by our submission. How long until the main fleet arrives? Rodriguez asked. 4 hours, Chen replied. They're timing it to coincide with their deadline for our answer. A classic Zarkane psychological tactic. Show the target race the full might of their fleet just as they're forced to make their decision. Rodriguez smiled grimly. Then we'll give them exactly what they expect. We'll call for an emergency session of Earth's leadership. Make it look chaotic, disorganized. Let them intercept communications showing arguments between nations, panic among our military commands. Meanwhile, Patil added, the Prometheus fleet will make final targeting adjustments. When the Zarkane main fleet arrives, they'll find their advance force has been neutralized, and they'll be facing weapons they never imagined possible. The human leaders spent the next few hours orchestrating their performance. To any watching Zarkane sensors, Earth appeared to be a planet in crisis. Military units moved in seemingly random patterns. Communications channels filled with carefully crafted disinformation. Global defense systems powered up and down erratically, as if humanity couldn't decide whether to fight or submit. In reality, every movement was precisely calculated. Every scattered ship was moving into an exact position. Every burst of panic on the communications channels contained encrypted coordinates and timing data for the coming attack. The Zarkane watched it all with growing satisfaction, never realizing they were seeing exactly what humanity wanted them to see. Their certainty in their own superiority had become a blindfold, one that humanity had spent 18 months carefully crafting. As the deadline approached, humanity prepared to teach the galaxy a lesson about the danger of underestimating a species that had survived countless near-extinction events through innovation, adaptation, and an unshakable determination to survive. Turning the tide. The Zarkane flagship emerged from hyperspace at the head of their main battle fleet, its crystalline hull reflecting sunlight in dazzling patterns. High Commander Vorthak stood on his command deck, watching with satisfaction as nearly 300 warships took up attack positions around Earth's solar system. The humans' 6-hour deadline had expired, and their communications channels were chaos of panicked transmissions. "My lord," his sensor officer reported, "the humans appear to be attempting to evacuate their orbital facilities. Their ships are moving erratically, with minimal shield strength." Vorthak's crystalline features shifted in what passed for a smile among his kind. "As expected, begin broadcasting the surrender protocols once their leadership realizes the full extent of our..." Multiple alarms shrieked across his command deck. Throughout the solar system, space itself seemed to ripple as humanity's hidden fleet revealed itself. The Prometheus vessels, previously invisible to Zarkane sensors, appeared simultaneously at precisely calculated points around both the advance force and the main fleet. Aboard the Nightshade, Lieutenant Emma Foster sent the activation signal through the quantum network. "All ships, execute Operation Checkmate." The human vessels moved with impossible speed and coordination. Their quantum cores pulsed in perfect synchronization, creating overlapping fields that defied the laws of physics as the Zarkane understood them. "Impossible." Vorthak roared as his tactical display showed human ships appearing where none should exist. "Their technology is primitive. We've monitored their development for..." "You monitored what we wanted you to see." Admiral Rodriguez's voice cut across all Zarkane communication channels. "Humanity thanks you for the technological database you so generously shared. It helped us identify all your weaknesses." The Prometheus fleet struck. Each human vessel targeted multiple Zarkane ships simultaneously, their quantum weapons bypassing the allegedly impenetrable alien shields. On the Nightshade's bridge, Foster watched through her neural link as the carefully planned attack unfolded. "Quantum tunneling successful," Dr. Paddle reported from her command center beneath Mars. "Their shields are designed to resist energy attacks from normal space. They have no defense against weapons that ignore space itself." The Zarkane fleet attempted to respond, their massive ships turning to bring weapons to bear on the smaller human vessels. But centuries of technological stagnation had left them unprepared for humanity's innovations. Their targeting systems, designed to track conventional engine signatures, struggled to lock onto ships powered by quantum cores. Secondary attack phase. Initiate. General Chen ordered from her command post. The human fleet executed a maneuver that the Zarkane had dismissed as theoretically impossible. The Prometheus vessels created localized quantum fields, effectively removing themselves from normal spacetime for microseconds. They appeared to phase through the Zarkane formation, their weapons striking from positions that violated everything the aliens knew about space combat. "How?" Vorthak demanded as his flagship systems began to fail. "Your species barely achieved spaceflight. Your technology is centuries behind ours." "That's where you made your fatal mistake," Rodriguez replied. "You assumed technological age equals advancement. Humanity doesn't measure progress in centuries. We measure it in innovations. While you perfected what you already knew, we explored what you thought impossible." The Nightshade led a precision strike on the Zarkane command ships, its quantum weapons causing cascading failures in their crystalline technology. Foster watched through her neural link as the alien vessel's perfect formations broke apart, their coordinated defense falling into chaos. "They're attempting to retreat," Chen reported, monitoring the battlefield through the quantum network. "But they're still using conventional faster-than-light drives." "Activate the quantum snares," Paddle ordered. The human fleet deployed their final surprise. Devices previously hidden in the asteroid belt activated, creating a web of quantum-entangled space that trapped the Zarkane ships in normal space. Their faster-than-light drives, capable of incredible speed, but bound by traditional physics, were useless against technology that operated on principles they had abandoned centuries ago. Your empire has forgotten something fundamental about warfare, Rodriguez transmitted to the increasingly desperate Zarkane fleet. True strength lies not in having the most advanced technology, but in having technology your enemy doesn't understand. The battle, if it could even be called that, lasted less than 30 minutes. When it ended, the mighty Zarkane fleet hung powerless in space, their ships trapped in quantum fields that negated their every attempt to fight or flee. On the Nightshade's bridge, Foster received the surrender signal from Vorthak's flagship. "They're standing down," she reported. "All ships are powering down weapons. Begin rescue operations," Rodriguez ordered. "Show them that humanity's strength isn't just in our ability to fight, but in our capacity for mercy." As human ships moved to secure their prisoners and provide aid to damaged vessels, the quantum network carried a final message from Dr. Patel to all Earth forces. The Zarkane Empire thought they were coming to teach us our place in the galaxy. Instead, they learned that humanity's greatest weapon has always been our ability to turn theoretical impossibilities into practical realities. The stars watched silently as humanity emerged from its chrysalis of deception, not as the primitive species the Zarkane had hoped to subjugate, but as a force that had rewritten the rules of space warfare. The galaxy would never be the same. New Dawn. 1 month after the Battle of Earth, the Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with nervous energy. Representatives from 200 spacefaring civilizations watched as a human delegation took the floor for the first time. Admiral Rodriguez stood at the podium, flanked by General Chen and Dr. Patel, while Lieutenant Foster and the Nightshade maintained a protective orbit above. The chamber's crystalline architecture, designed to impress and intimidate lesser species, seemed somehow less imposing now. The defeat of the mighty Zarkane Empire had shaken the established order of galactic civilization to its core. "Honorable representatives," Rodriguez began, his voice carrying across the vast chamber. "We come before you not as conquerors, nor as supplicants, but as equals. The recent conflict with the Zarkane Empire was not of our choosing, but it has demonstrated that the old hierarchies of technological advancement need to be reconsidered." Murmurs rippled through the assembled aliens. On a raised platform, the former Zarkane High Commander Vorthak sat with his advisory council, their once pristine crystalline forms now humbled. The terms of their surrender had been generous. Humanity had no interest in empire building, but the balance of power had shifted irrevocably. "For too long," Rodriguez continued, "the galaxy has measured civilization by the age of its technology rather than its capacity for innovation. The Zarkane Empire's attack on Earth revealed the danger of this thinking. While they perfected what was known, humanity explored what was thought impossible." Dr. Patel stepped forward, activating a holographic display that showed the principles behind their quantum technology. "We share this knowledge freely," she announced. "The quantum drives, the entanglement networks, all of it. We believe progress comes not from hoarding knowledge, but from collaboration." The chamber erupted in shocked discussions. Such technology sharing was unprecedented in galactic history. Species that had been bound by conventional faster-than-light limitations saw their horizons expand dramatically. General Chen addressed the security concerns that immediately arose. "Earth has no interest in military dominion. Our defense technology will remain our own, not because we wish to threaten, but because we understand the responsibility that comes with such power. We propose instead a new galactic defense initiative, where species work together to protect against genuine threats to civilization." From his position, Vorthak rose to speak. The chamber fell silent. This was the first time a Zarkane leader had publicly addressed the defeat of their empire. "My people believe that age guaranteed wisdom, that technological superiority meant cultural superiority. We were wrong. In less than 2 years, humanity showed us that innovation and adaptability are worth more than millennia of tradition." The Council's premier, a being of pure energy, manifested at the center of the chamber. This is unprecedented. You offer to share technology that could revolutionize travel and communication, yet withhold military applications. You defeat one of our most powerful members, but seek cooperation rather than dominion. Why? Rodriguez smiled. Because humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our military capability. It's our understanding that true progress comes from diversity of thought and approach. Every species here has something unique to offer. We've learned that lesson through countless challenges on Earth. Dr. Paddle brought up new holographic displays, showing proposals for joint research initiatives. Imagine what we could achieve together. The Andorians' expertise in biological computing, combined with quantum technology. The Vexry understanding of dark matter, enhanced by human innovation in practical applications. The possibilities are endless. The chamber buzzed with excitement as species began to see the potential. Representatives who had arrived expecting either a new tyrant or a primitive newcomer found instead a civilization offering partnership and progress. Lieutenant Foster's voice came through Rodriguez's neural link. Admiral, we're detecting ships arriving from all sectors of the galaxy. Word of the council meeting has spread. They're requesting permission to send observers. Rodriguez addressed the council again. For too long, this galaxy has been divided between those who rule through age and tradition, and those who submit through fear or necessity. Earth proposes a new way forward, one where innovation, cooperation, and mutual respect guide our future. The energy being that served as premier pulsed with approval. The Council recognizes Earth as a full member, with all rights and responsibilities thereof. Furthermore, we accept your proposal for the Galactic Defense Initiative and technology sharing programs. As the chamber filled with sounds of approval, General Chen sent a private message through the quantum network to her colleagues. They still don't fully understand, do they? They think this is just about technology. Let them learn slowly, Rodriguez replied. The galaxy needs time to adjust to the idea that a young species can have wisdom worth sharing. Dr. Patil added, the real victory isn't in defeating the Zarkane. It's in showing the galaxy that progress doesn't have to come at the expense of cooperation. Above the council chamber, the Nightshade maintained its vigil. Lieutenant Foster watched through its sensors as ships from dozens of species approached Earth's delegation after the session, eager to establish diplomatic relations. The quantum network carried messages of cooperation and possibility across the galaxy at speeds previously thought impossible. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage, not as conquerors or subjects, but as innovators and partners. The age of stagnation was over. A new era of exploration, discovery, and cooperation was beginning, guided by the species that had proven that the greatest power in the universe wasn't technology or tradition, but the ability to imagine and achieve the impossible.